I am now live again. Hello, lovelies. It looks like Facebook decided to end my live previously, so I apologize for the technical problems. I'm having to start over. So, um, yeah, I rambled on for like 15 minutes without knowing that the video ended because I was looking at my notes. Sorry. So if you're here live, again, hopefully you'll come back. Um, I appreciate you coming and it's amazing. If you are watching the replay, please type in hashtag replay so I can see if you guys are able to see this. I really, really hope Facebook doesn't do bad things to me again. Um, so I guess I have to start kind of over. Um, the long and short of it is pay attention to your poop. No. All right. I will maybe make this a little bit shorter since it's already like 6:30 and we still want to do a meditation tonight. I'm going to keep checking back to make sure I'm still alive. Hi, Micah. Thank you for coming back. I don't know what the heck happened. Facebook has been stopping a lot of people's lives lately. I don't know what the issue is with that. But thank you for coming back. Okay. So in brief, since we've already lost a half an hour, I'm not going to go through all the individual stuff again, but basically just to let you know, tonight I am giving a talk about your digestive health and how to pay attention to your poop to make sure that you are healthy. Obviously, we know that if it's really, really hard to get it out, or if, if you have to strain, or if you have to sit there forever, there's some issues. It could be just something as simple as dehydration, and you need to drink more water, because that's obviously what you're looking at is constipation. And just so you know, normal poop size is anywhere from ideally between 4 and 8 inches, at least 2, because you don't want to be pooping out pellets like bunnies and deer. And you want to make sure that it's not too hard and not too soft. So the shape should just be one consistent log. And thank you for the kisses and hugs. Thank you. Yeah, it should be a long cylinder. Sometimes it spins and makes a little spiral. That's always fun. But the color, I do want to go through the colors again because that is pretty important, and a lot of people don't think about it. So the normal stool color would be anywhere from tan to like a dark espresso brown, and the brown color comes from your bile and bilirubin. I did it better this time. So maybe it's not so bad. I'm gonna be checking back and forth. Yay. Okay, so bile is a yellowish green fluid made by the liver, and it's stored in your gallbladder. Bilirubin is an orange-yellow substance that the body makes through the normal process of breaking down red blood cells. Through the digestive process, these fluids mix with your foods, and they usually make your poop brown. The color of your poop is usually just indicative of what you're eating. What are you consuming? Whether it's food, medicine, drink, whatever, right? But there are some key colors that we usually see. Some of them can be like no biggie, but some of them you might want to keep an eye on. So if your poop is black, don't freak out right away, okay? A lot of people are afraid that means absolutely they're bleeding in their intestines, and that's not always the case. If you have taken Pepto-Bismol, if you've taken any kind of bismuth, or if you've been taking iron supplements, your poop's going to be black or really, really dark color. However, it can indicate bleeding in the upper gastrointestinal tract. Anytime you can't eliminate the black color by what you've consumed, talk to your doctor, because you don't want to mess around with that. Billy Rubin, rocking it. Woo! Thank you. And yeah, definitely talk to your doctor right away if you can't figure out that you've been eating something or ingesting something that would cause the black color. Green poop. Green poop, if it's a little greenish, it's totally fine. It may signal that your food isn't spending enough time in your digestive system, or that you're eating a ton of leafy greens like spinach and kale and stuff like that. I can tell you from experience, doing green juice cleanses, lots of green poop. Sorry, you may not have heard that. Lots of green poop. If it suddenly looks neon green, like Play-Doh, that's usually because of artificial colors from drink mixes, bakery frosting, or frozen foods, that kind of thing. So, just keep an eye on what kind of colors are in your food, because you don't want to, those artificial colors are bad news, buddy. Micah, oh, Janice, hey, darling, how you doing? Micah says, good points, can have black stool even due to eating too many Oreo cookies or side effects of meds. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Micah. That's also a good point. That's right. The whole Oreo situation. Yeah. It's I think my daughter has had that issue. She loves Oreos. I can't stand them, but whatever. All right. Red poop. There are dietary reasons that it could be red, so don't freak out right away. If you've been eating beets, cranberries, red Jell-O, or lots of tomato juice, you can probably see red in your stool. But it can be a cause for concern and it may mean you have bleeding in your colon. So the black means you could have bleeding in your upper gastrointestinal tract, and red could be bleeding in your colon, which is the lower part. This can be a sign of colon cancer or digestive disorders. Bloody stool can look coated in red, or you may notice spots of red in the turd. If you can't explain the red color by your food choices, once again, go see your doctor ASAP. Bree, you're back. Thank you for coming back. Hopefully this thing doesn't cancel on me again. Thank you. You're cute. Okay, the next one is yellow poop. And I don't know if you guys were here for me to say that, but anybody who's had a kid, we know what yellow poop looks like. So if it's yellow, greasy, and stinky, it probably means you've been eating too much fat. Usually there's like a literal grease slick on top of the water, or like coating the stool. But it can be a sign that you're having problems absorbing the nutrients from your foods. And it's called malabsorption, if we want to get all technical. It usually happens due to being sick, a food intolerance, or diseases that affect your intestinal lining. And this is where I kind of side noted that when I was growing up, one second. When I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, everyone said, you are what you eat. But now we've changed that, because you can eat all the stuff all day long, but if you don't absorb what you're eating, then it's pointless. So now we changed it to you are what you absorb. And that was kind of like hammered into me when I was at school. Yay, I'm still recording. Mustard poop, yep. I know, Brie. Oh, Janice says, I'm doing better, thanks. Newman's Own does some pretty good Oreo-like cookies. JoJo's from Trader Joe's are really good too. Better for everyone than Oreos, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of health coach that is like, all right, if you're totally into something and it's like your happy food, I'm not going to tell you, don't you dare ever eat it again, but maybe find a healthier option that's like it, right? Yeah, that's absolutely a good example. Yeah, Brie, you were like, what the hell? What the fuck? Where is she? I know. I don't know what the heck is going on with Facebook Live. And yes, mustard poop. Oh, Micah, nods. Kim is the go-to nutrition person. Thank you, love. Poop can be green if too fast of a transit time and bile doesn't have a chance to undergo the normal. True. Right. Yeah. If you're not, like, if it's not going through, or if it's going through too fast, it can be, especially if you've been eating greens. And I guess, Micah, maybe you can confirm this because the bile from the liver is green. Could we be looking at, if it's like shooting through you like goose poop, so to speak, could that be containing some of the liver bile as well? XO. Okay. Yes, we finished up with yellow poop, and now the last one is pale or white poop. I have never personally seen this. I mean, I've seen my stool sometimes be a kind of a pale beige-ish. And I always just kind of, that's when I know that I've been eating more carbs than I maybe should. But anyway, so chalky is not good. It could mean that your body's not producing bile. It could mean that you have an infection or that your bile duct is blocked, which, trust me, that shit hurts. You might know it from other symptoms, like if it's the gallbladder, oh, you'll know it. Liver, if that one is blocked, I'm not sure how much pain is involved in a blocked liver. I'm imagining there would be a lot, no matter what, because it's like a sphincter, right? It's kind of like your poop hole. And if you get a stone, for instance, and that thing gets blocked, then there's going to be a lot of pressure building up there. So you might have other symptoms as well if you're having really pale. But it could be a side effect of medicines, including medicine that you might use for diarrhea. So those are the colors. Bile is very good. Oh, absolutely. You need bile. You need it to break down your food. All right. There's like a whole color chart and everything. Timing of your bowel movements. The most of the time, people will have their morning constitutional first thing in the morning, because your body has been, hopefully you didn't eat too late last night, so your body has had a chance to digest everything, and you're like, yeah, here it goes, I'm done with it now, thanks. It should only take you a couple of minutes to evacuate your bowels. Definitely not going into 10 and 15 minutes. In that case, you've got a problem, and it's called constipation. That can be addressed a lot of times because you're dehydrated. So just drink a lot of water. And I kind of went on a rant before I figured out that everything was stopped about water. Maybe I'll touch on that again. Micah says, for those who struggle with producing bile, eating bitter foods. Oh, yes. Great point, Micah. Yes. Okay. Actually, this is kind of cool because our ancestors were smart as hell. Okay. I just want to tell you this because you've got, I don't know if you have any of this, like from your grandmother's days or your grandmother's days, but they used to eat digestive bitters And you could buy them in those old timey like 1800s bottles. I mean, you can get them normally now, but I'm just saying the image that comes to mind for me is like those old timey bottles that have like the cool writing and usually a picture of some woman on it, you know, it's being really cool. And you're welcome, Micah. But yeah, and the way that they would, you know, like if they were fancy and they had multiple, what do you call it? Ah, you know, multiple meals within the meal. um, and anyway, the first thing that they would eat would usually be some kind of bitter, and that's where the tradition of salads before your meal came in hand because usually they would have not just iceberg lettuce, okay, no, not iceberg, just anything but iceberg, okay. No, but yeah, they would have like these leafy greens, and those stimulate your digestive system with the bitters, and sometimes it makes your mouth water, which starts the whole right non-nutritional lettuce. And yeah, so that's where that all comes from. And of course, we've lost that tradition for the most part today. I'm really hoping that people will bring it back. But yeah, for sure, you can actually get. I want to say you can get nutritional bitters from Mountain Rose herbs, like in a tincture form. So if you're having some issues with your bile not working or whatever, you can start taking that kind of stuff. Didn't know that about salads. You are on top of it. Thank you. Yeah, dude. That's where it all came from. That was, you know, like we got to start our digestive system um before we eat our main meal, which for most people was something heavy like meat and root vegetables, right? Except in the spring, then you'd get all your spring greens, which are awesome. I'm also gonna like tell you guys there's a really cool show on it's on the Outdoor Network, so you know like who gets that. But but there's this guy, Daniel Vitalis. I've been following him for like 20 years. And he's freaking amazing. He's all about rewilding the human species, and they call him the modern hunter gatherer, right? So he hunts foods, and he uses every single piece of the animal. I know the vegans in the house are going to be unhappy, but then he also sustainably gathers spring greens and all kinds of cool stuff that I didn't even know you could eat. It's a really cool show. I mean, you may not like the hunting part, but the gathering part might be really interesting to most of you. Okay, let me get back. I kind of derailed myself. Oh, how often should you poop? Um, Really, it's totally normal if you don't poop every day. I know they always say, you know, poop a day keeps the doctor away or whatever, or maybe that was just something I made up. I don't know. But it's normal to poop anywhere from 3 days a week to 3 times a day. So as long as you're within that spectrum and it's a healthy, you know, well-formed log that's not too hard to push out and everything, you're probably doing pretty well. And also, let's talk about poop. When I'm on a green juice cleanse, my poop don't smell. I'm sorry. You can believe me or not believe me, but it doesn't. Okay, it's really, really cool. Ha, Brie. Well, I'm just kidding. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. So, when I'm doing like these uh total green juice cleanses, it gets to the point where like my armpits don't stink. When I poop, it doesn't stink. I think it just kind of helps me find that homeostasis, which our body is constantly seeking. Um, so I think that's kind of cool. But, you know, obviously green juice all day, every day isn't sustainable. So I don't recommend that like all the time. But like for a good week or two, Yeah, it's really good to get that stuff out. Um, so it's normal for your poop to stink. But if your poop is making you run for cover and spraying all the things, um, it could be that there might be some issues. Okay. Um, it happens when your body's unable to process gluten and other nutrients. If you notice that your poop smells really bad after you eat certain things, like for me, when I eat dairy, don't don't come into that area of the house for a while. Um, bring it up to your doctor. Mm. Especially if you're experiencing unexplained weight loss. That can be an issue. Going back to check. La la la. Oops. Yep. It's okay. It was cute. Should your poop sink or float? Yeah, I'm still alive. Okay. I'm paranoid now. So, I know at least one of you will remember a good old comedy called Caddyshack, where Bill Murray is the groundskeeper for a golf club, and there's this incident that happens when all of a sudden there's this brown floater in the swimming pool of the golf place, the golf club, and everybody freaks out and runs out and oh my god, so we got a floater. But it turns out it was a Baby Ruth candy bar, so which is hilarious. But anyway, so should it float or should it sink? Normally it sinks, but if it's floating, it's not anything necessarily to worry about. It just means that you might have some gas bubbles trapped in it, or because of eating things like beans or sugar-free candy, or even like I use monk fruit with erythritol because I have diabetes, and I know that I've been sweetening things too much when I have floaters. That's just how that is. So these are things, once you start taking note of what happens with your bowel movements, you start to recognize patterns, and that's always a good thing, because if things start to be out of whack, then you can quickly and easily say, oh, I ate that, or oh, I didn't eat anything that should bother me, so maybe I should talk to my doctor. It's really important. But it can also be floaters if you have an infection, a food intolerance, a digestive disorder, or some other medical condition. So again, it's about patterns. It's not about a one-time deal. If you are noticing a pattern within a few days where these things are happening, talk to your doctor. Always the best. Oh, hi, Samaria. Oh, how are you? Let's see. Bree says, what about super gassy people after eating non-dairy eater? Usually when it's super gassy, it means that you're having a hard time processing the food. Sometimes that can be handled by taking digestive enzymes. I love digestive. They are a freaking game changer. Okay. And there are, let me see if I can get this correct without looking it up. So protease is for if you're trying to digest proteins. Amylase is for digesting carbs. And is it called lactase? Lactase, I think, is for digesting dairy. And then you have like some generic enzymes like bromelain, which comes naturally from, it's usually really in high concentrations in the core of a pineapple, and other fruits and stuff like that too. Yeah. So yeah, I would say if you're super gassy after eating certain things, or I think in the case of you're not, oh, are you saying you're not eating dairy? Okay. Yeah, I would say start popping some digestive enzymes just before you eat and see if that improves what happens. Micah says, I have to scroll up. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. May I add to what you said, please? That's how our ancestors got full nourishment when it was a winter season and no veggies grew. They ate all of the animals, so they are the brains, which gave them the B vitamins, liver, which gave them iron, copper, and trace elements, and the thyroid, which gave them iodine, our adrenals, which gave them vitamin C, and boiled the bones for minerals. Absolutely 100%. Absolutely 100%. Sorry to write this. I think your sound and picture are not in sync with each other. Oh my gosh, is everyone else having lipase? Thank you, Micah. And Bree says the hubby is so gassy with almost everything. Yeah, I would try some digestive enzymes for sure. And see if he can. Oh, you know what, Janice, I am getting a notice that I have too low FPS. Is everybody lagging? I hope not. Yeah, I would try some digestive enzymes. A real simple one and super, super inexpensive is bromelain. But you can also kind of test him on different foods. It sounds like he has a food intolerance, possibly. Not for me. You're right on point on my end. Okay. Okay, sorry, Janice. I don't know that there's anything I can do. It could be an internet issue. Hopefully it will be not bad if you want to watch it through the replay. Let's see. I'm not going to do shape and consistency. Okay, so choose foods that support a healthy digestion. And why do we want to have a healthy digestion? The one big reason for that is like, I don't know the actual percentage, but like the biggest part of our immune system lives in our gut. Like that's, if your gut is healthy and strong, then you can probably fight off almost anything, right? And of course there's other places, but our gut is like the number one place for our immune system. So that's why we want to have a healthy one, because we want to be healthy. Okay, so have a diet that is heavy on fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, because we want to get that fiber, right? Fiber is what we call a prebiotic, and it feeds the good bacteria that then turns into probiotics. So we can make our own. We don't have to spend $60 a bottle for a probiotic. Let me look at the... That's the one, Micah. Lipase for fats. You are correct. Producing some gas is a natural process when the body produces CO2 from breaking down the carbs. Not to worry, it's when it gets excessive that there's cause for concern. Absolutely. And by the way, I don't know if I've introduced Micah before, but he is an incredible, this guy knows like everything about biology and nutrition and shit. I love it. He's a source for me. So okay, the next step is drink plenty of water. And this is where I went on my rant about water. Okay. Just real quick side note. Not every water is created equal. And I'm kind of a snob when it comes to water. I definitely won't drink out of the faucet unless I'm like rinsing my mouth out from, brushing my teeth or something. But I love natural spring water. And there's this really cool website called findaspring.com in which you can look in any area and it will show you where there are wild springs where you can go and collect water on your own. It's fucking fabulous. It's so much fun too. And you can check with, not all of them have people that are testing the water and that kind of stuff, but many of them do. And they'll post like how the water fares. Like they're looking at things like mercury, lead, giardia, different waterborne bad bacteria that we definitely don't want, right? So You can look into that, or if you get really into it, you can buy a water testing kit for yourself, test the water, and then post it, and that way everybody knows what's going on with the water. But the point is, spring water is the healthiest water that you can get because it bubbles up from the earth and it's getting filtered through all kinds of different levels of sediment, like serious, like granite rock, and we're going all the way up into pebbles and then all the way up into sand, and then it pushes forth from the earth in this glorious, wonderful, refreshing thing. Yes, I'm in love with spring water. I don't know if you can tell, but the thing is like I could drink this much times 10 of like Brita water, filtered water, and I'll still feel dehydrated. One of these of really good spring water and I feel amazing. It makes a huge difference, but that's not for everybody. Um Okay, Janice says, I take a digestive supplement sometimes. I've had the best results from the one called Quick Digest by Zand. Zand is a good brand. It has helped me so much when I'm out and have too much gas or stomach upset. It works faster than most other medications for me. Both papaya and the pineapple enzymes. Very cool. Very cool. That's good. He and you should do a collaboration video. Yes, I've been telling him this. Micah. You have wild springs all over. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and you drink off of a well. Make sure you're getting it tested. Well water is great too, but there can be issues with that depending on where you live. But yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. So drink lots of water. It helps you break down the food, allows your body to pull out the helpful nutrients because if it's just like clunking through you, it can't. Your body can't suck the nutrients out of the food. And if you're dehydrated, you're obviously going to get constipation. So drink up. That's like the mantra of the world right now, I think, is drink water. Eating on a schedule is very helpful. As long as you want to eat whenever you first eat your meal of the day, because I'm not a breakfast person, so I usually eat at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting up at 6. But make it like 4 to 5 hours after your breakfast, and then don't eat 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. Excuse me. Talk about gassing. Oh, you misunderstood something I said. What was it? You have much knowledge. I'm sure what you said was valid anyway. One Green Planet. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Get regular exercise because your exercise helps you to move stuff. It moves your lymph nodes. It also helps to move your digestion. And there is some really cool, massage. That's the word. Massage techniques that you can use to help to move the body and the bile and get stuff moving in the right direction. There's even some tantra stuff that you can do. But yeah, just even if you're just walking 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's why a lot of I see it most. I'll be real. I see it mostly with indigenous people, whether that's people who have migrated to America from other places, or basically people that aren't raised in America. I see them very often doing their whole family walking after dinner, which is, again, that's a traditional thing that our ancestors did that we don't really do anymore. The last point is stay on top of your colorectal cancer screenings, especially once you become of an age, like my age. And definitely go to the doctor if you have recurring constipation. If your symptoms last for more than 3 days or more, Check in with your doctor if you have recurrent diarrhea. I will say, I will add on to the diarrhea thing. It's really important that you don't let diarrhea slide, especially if you can't control it with like over the counter drugs like Imodium or something like that, because you can get super dehydrated super fast and it can be super dangerous. So if you have diarrhea, please, please, please don't let it last more than a day or two before you're getting into the doctor. Okay. Okay. And depending on how severe it is, you might have to go the same day. If you have severe abdominal pain or indigestion, or if your poop is always really stinky and often floats, if you have unintentional weight loss, or if your red or black stools cannot be explained by your diet, go to your healthcare professional. I'm checking the chat. 8, not R. Oh, okay. All right. I had some other notes, but pretty much covered everything. So that is that for the educational portion of our day. Who is ready to meditate? Because I am. I'm ready. Or I'm at least ready to lead you in meditation. There are things that you can do through your spirituality practices that can also help your digestion. Prebiotic. Bam. Tooth King. Yes, we need the prebiotics. We need those special fibers that feed our little. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention happy bugs and bad bugs. So there's this myth that we have 10 times as many bacteria or microorganisms in our body than we do human cells. It's not exactly, because this was a myth that was. What? Stop, please, not so. This is your time. I don't know. Everything's fine, Micah. I'm okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So there was a study done in the 70s where this guy was basically estimating that we have 10 times as many bacteria / microorganisms in our bodies than human cells. So everybody was like, what? But from his team, they all said this isn't really something that was meant to be repeated because it was still just a theory. So the fact is that there are more microorganisms in the human body than there are human cells. But one good bowel movement can change that all. Like, not kidding. One good bowel movement can change that balance right away. And it's not really something that we need to worry about. And it changes from different people. So, oh, and of course my light goes out. Isn't that fun? Well, this might be the perfect time to do meditation, even though I look creepy. Hold on. We don't want me to look creepy. Oh, you're welcome. I love findaspring.com. It's so amazing. There. That's not a good angle for me. Anyway. Okay. I will take some water. And let's all take a stretch. Because we've been sitting here listening to me gabble on. Ow. Ooh, did you hear that? My shoulder popped like crazy. And it pops again. Clearly, I need to stretch. Oh, stretch. Okay. So tonight's meditation is going to be all about going inward and connecting with our digestive tract. And we're going to be sending it like a ton of love And we're going to include the gallbladder and the liver and the spleen and our thyroid, because our thyroid hormones really have a lot to do with how well our digestion functions, and our kidneys. Okay? This whole process of eliminating the stuff that our body doesn't want to keep from the food that we eat and the drinks that we take in and the medicines that we take. So if you are ready, go ahead and put your feet, ow, I hit my heel. Put your feet flat on the floor. Go ahead and close your eyes. Maybe roll your neck a little bit. Just a little bit. Get out the kinks of the week. Oh, I'm telling you, I needed this. I kind of feel like I'm going to be guiding you like Miss Fizzle. Yeah, Micah, I use the core of the pineapple in smoothies. That's one way to really get that in there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take some deep breaths. Okay, ready? Let it expand your chest. I love sighing out for these because it helps to relax, it helps to release, and it gives such a, I don't know, it just feels good because like you spend your day dealing with, oh, yeah, that's okay, Micah. So you spend your day, like your whole week, dealing with stuff of life, right? And when you can take a deep breath in, just sigh it out. It's kind of like everybody that you wanted to sigh at. You can do it right now. Everything that you wanted to sigh about, you can just do it right now. So just take one more big long breath in and sigh it out. All right. So we'll start by taking your tongue and placing it, well, let's lick our lips first. Really feel the connection of your lips to your tongue. And I don't know about you, but that stimulates the saliva starting in my mouth. Okay? Which is our first digestive enzyme that happens right here. These little glands that are in our mouths. And it's why they tell us to chew your food 30 times. It's so that you can get the digestion process started, because it all starts here with your saliva. Okay, so let's yep, and then move your tongue around in your mouth. Maybe feel the back side of your teeth. And now just gently place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Lift your chin. Hold that there for a moment. You may start to feel an energy connection between the roof of your mouth and your pineal gland. Gently let your eyes roll up. So it's focusing as if you're looking up at the corner of the ceiling. Just sit there thinking, feeling the connection of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and feeling energy start to pulse between the roof of your mouth and the center of your brain, where the pineal gland likes to live. Okay. Now swallow. And as you do, let your consciousness follow it down your throat, into the esophagus. In your esophagus, there's many, many little muscles that help to massage the food down the throat. Start to be conscious of that movement. And think just a moment of gratitude for your body being so smart. We're not just relying on gravity here. Our esophagus helps to move the food further down. Let your consciousness go and plop down into your stomach. It's in the lower or the mid-lower left-hand side of your body. Inside your stomach, you have this amazing system that immediately starts to break down food or anything that enters. It's a pool of acid that's so strong. It's stronger than battery acid. And yet the lining of our stomach is so miraculous that it does us no harm. Take a moment and just be so grateful that our body has designed this system where a powerful acid can exist within us and yet do us no harm. Thank you, stomach. Thank you for the miracle that you are, helping us dissolve the food that we take into our bodies and breaking it down into its smallest pieces so that the vitamins and minerals and nutrients can move on into the large intestine. Now, let your consciousness move through the sphincter of the stomach into the large intestine. Now, just remember that the large intestine is not because it's the longest part of our intestines. It's actually quite short. I don't remember. It's like 2 feet or something. It's not very long. But it has... Am I getting this right? I don't want to get it wrong. It's a very short portion where it starts to break down our foods into the nutrition parts, and it starts pulling the food apart, and the nutrition, the minerals, the vitamins, everything starts getting absorbed into the lining. Again, a miracle. This lining of our intestines that takes everything in and then immediately disperses it into our bloodstream. Take a moment and just be so grateful for this. This is so important, this stage of digestion. It's when our body starts taking in the most of the vitamins and nutrients that it gets from our food. Thank you for all the hard work that you do. Thank you for allowing us to absorb so much beautiful nutrients. And when the nutrients have been pretty much mostly absorbed, we'll move into the large intestine. Large intestine. And that baby is like, I don't even know how many feet long. It's really, 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 really long. It's like, I can be corrected later, but I want to say 15 feet long or more. I'm not sure why the number isn't coming to me. It's really long, and it twists and it turns and it goes back and forth in this beautiful, wonderful, synchronistic shape within our bodies. And it just keeps pushing the food and nutrients deeper and deeper into us. And it takes away all of the dross, all of the stuff that we don't need from our food. Even sometimes some of the toxins that may exist in our food, or bacteria that is helping to break it down. It starts pushing it through our body, and we can start using a clockwise motion with our hands on our belly. And picture beautiful light coming from your hand, moving through your digestive tract, helping to move it through in perfect harmony for your highest health and highest good. And then with a gentle push down, you help that energy flow even further. As that's happening, there's a little gland or a little organ in your upper right area of your body. It's called the gallbladder. Within the gallbladder, it is supplying you with bile, which was created by your liver, which is also on the right hand side. And your liver is a powerhouse. Your liver loves you so much. It takes everything that you've taken into your body and it filters the toxins out. And it creates bile. And it filters your blood. And it's just this beautiful, wonderful organ. So right now, why don't we just put our hands on our right side of the body. And think about your little gallbladder. Kind of looks like a, kind of looks like a balloon that's longish. And your liver, which is kind of like a kidney bean-ish? No. Anyway, your kidneys look like kidney beans, but it's this beautiful organ. And just say, thank you, gallbladder. Thank you, liver. Thank you for helping me to absorb all of the nutrients that I need to keep me healthy and to keep my immune system strong. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. And now let's take some care and talk to our kidneys, which are kind of in the lower back side of our bodies. These beautiful organs, there's two of them, one on either side of our back. These beautiful organs filter out liquids and create our urine so that we can get the liquid stuff out that's no longer serving our body. Our kidneys work just as hard as our liver, and sometimes harder, depending. It's really important to give our kidneys so much love with really good water. And if we're having issues with our kidneys, we want to drink lots of cranberry juice, warm lemon water. We want to help them. Warm lemon water is good for the gallbladder and our liver as well. They help to stimulate the bile. But right now, let's have our hands on our kidneys and just say thank you. Thank you, kidneys, for all that you do to keep me healthy. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. And now, just put your hands on your belly and start thinking about all the beautiful little friends that we have inside our gut. These active bacteria that help us to break down our food. Sometimes they give us gas. And that's okay. There's also bacteria that isn't necessarily, it's still needed in our system, but we need our good bacteria to have the upper hand. Okay? So you can kind of picture these as little green dots for the good bacteria, and maybe little kind of brownish green dots for the not so good bacteria. Okay? You can picture that filling up all of your intestines, all of your guts. But these bright, vibrant green ones, oh, they are dancing and they are producing themselves. They are eating off of the food that you put into your body, and they're excreting out all kinds of wonderful things that help your body to stay healthy. The other bacteria are doing their job as well. They're also eating and processing the things that you put into your body. But they can be a little greedy sometimes. So we like to keep them on the down low. So just picture your whole tummy now, just full of beautiful, vibrant green. The vibrant green definitely dominates. We all have yeast in our bodies, and the good bacteria keeps that in check as well. It's strong, it's healthy, and you feed it just the right foods to keep it that way. Now say thank you. Thank you, bacteria, for helping my body to break down food and absorb what I can. Good bacteria maintain an upper balance to keep my immune system strong. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Now picture energy from deep within the earth, rising, rising, entering through the soles of your feet, moving warmly past your knees, up your thighs, past your pelvis, and that warm, loving earth energy settles in your gut and starts swirling in a beautiful, calm way. Now picture light from the universe flowing in through the crown of your head, past your third eye and filling your whole head, past your throat, filling your heart, and conjoining with the earth energy in your gut, swirling in a cosmic dance of balance, of health, of peace, of vibrant energy and love. And just feel it swirling there for a while. You may have sensations of energies that are not as pleasant leaving your body. That's okay, let them go. Just take note of it. Let this energy start to fill your entire being, flowing out past your physical skin, filling your aura, let that energy expand even further to fill the room around you, making your environment a place of health and vitality. When you're ready, start to let the energy draw back in towards you. Take a big breath in and breathe out. As you breathe in, you're breathing in vitality and strength, and giving your body the energy it needs to be in balance. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're letting go of all that no longer serves you. Getting rid of energies that have been blocking your vibrant health. Make one more breath in. And let it out. You may shiver it out if you need to. And with the full intention that nature is balance and you are a part of nature, Know that you and all that you do contributes to the balance and the peace of the planet. Know that you are loved and respected, and that you are so worthy of all the greatest things that the universe can provide you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. The energies of Earth and the universe start to flow gently back the way they came. Earth flowing down through your legs, over your knees, and out through the bottoms of the soles of your feet, replenishing the earth, filling it with love and gratitude. And the energy from the universe flows back up through your heart and your throat, through your mind, and out through the lotus of the top of your head, returning to the universe with love and gratitude. Now just say this to yourself, whether it's in your mind or out loud. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Aho. And when you're ready, start to open your eyes. Take a deep breath if you need to. There we go. That came out of nowhere, guys. Seriously. Thank you, Bree. It felt heck good. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've missed doing them, man. I really feel like they create themselves. So I have literally written nothing down for my meditation this time. It just kind of happened. And I'm really grateful for it. I just love doing it. So if you guys have any questions about poop or about the meditation, let me know. Thank you guys so much for being here and interacting so much. I love it. It really makes my heart very happy. So I hope. I love you too, Bree. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I will go ahead and end this. It's already an hour and 10 minutes almost. So Thank you guys so much again. I love you guys. And I will see you on Monday for sure. um, for another meditation Monday. Um, and we'll do this again. So, all right, guys. Have a lovely weekend and stay safe, stay beautiful, and I will see you on Monday. Peace.